Hello everyone, it's me again. Gary and I went through some boxes yesterday, as I said when I was uh, doing the video you saw today, today is actually Monday. I think it's I don't even know.
13.
The 13th. Okay, thank you. Anyway, so we had to go through some boxes, and when we were doing that, I flipped open a box that's been here in the motorhome, just kind of sitting. And I found a whole bunch of envelopes, zip envelopes, that had projects in it that I put into it before we left the apartment. And some of them have been in there for a few months before we left the apartment. So I thought, well, while we're waiting for this printhead to get in, it's not there yet, by the way, I would dig out some and I would do some of the simpler ones, the ones that are already cut out, so I don't have to be trying to cut things out, and that are kind of ready to go. So the first one I'm going to do is a very, very simple folio. It's quite a nice one. So this is sort of the base. I printed it on the back side with some nice like roses paper, and I have no idea what this is, what it's called, anything. I don't know. It was just in an envelope. It didn't have a name. Normally I would put a little piece of card on the outside of the envelope using glue dots, and it would tell me what was on the inside. It wasn't there, so I'm concluding that the glue dots somehow came loose or whatever when we were packing them into the boxes, and that got lost. So I don't know where it came from, but I'm going to do it anyway. And the other thing that I hadn't printed on the back of this, and that's okay too. This part glues onto here. This is going to be folded, and it needs something on the back side. So I found some similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. It's got roses on it, and I cut it to this size. Now I don't know until I do the crease and actually do the fold down here. I don't know if it's too wide or not. If it is, I'll shifty it over and then I'll trim it later on this side. Okay? It also has these things, and I'm not really, these things were in the envelope with it, and I'm not really sure why. But I could, decorate it using one of them or something on this part. And then it's got this part here. Now it seems to be that it folds this way. I mean, this is how I would assume that it's going to fold, because normally you put the pattern on the inside, not on the outside. If I wanted to, I could fold it. I'm sure I could fold it this way, but this seems to be a front, and this seems to be a back. Now, see, the thing that puzzles me is this. This goes on here and folds up, but it's on the outside, which is odd to me. So I'm sorting out in my mind, should I cut this and just use it as a pocket there, and then do this on the inside, which I could do, just turn it to the inside and put it in like that, or on the other side here, doesn't matter. So I looked at it and I thought, well, what should I be doing with this? And then I thought, well, let's just fold it to the inside, and it makes it into a book. Now I don't have a cover for it if I do it that way. I don't have anything to sort of put. And this is made to go on the inside of something. If I put it this way, of course, I don't have these white things are kind of, for putting this on. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, maybe what I need to be doing is cutting this. Cut this here, glue it there as a big pocket, take this to the inside, and use this as a spine. And once I do the the fold, I'll know where the spine needs to go against, you know, because it does look like a little spine. And then and then I can put, I don't need this then to go on the back of it. But maybe I'll do that. Because you kind of have to, when you know, I found these things, and it may only be a partial thing. Maybe it's something that I only partially, maybe I had another one and I'd already done it. And this was sort of a second lot of things that I had printed but hadn't used. But, you know, whatever the reason is that it's like this goes here on the front, and this could go on the back, and then this could go on the inside. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to cut this down the middle. So let me just reach over and grab my cutter there. And I'm trying to work smart because of my eyesight. I am really struggling these days with my eyesight. So got to take my glasses off to see this now, to see it properly. Fortunately, it has a nice dark line, and fortunately my cutter has a wire in the middle, so I know where the middle is, and I can cut it quite nicely. Come on. There you go. Alright. Alright. Held my breath and cut that. Now we have this. I'll put this back away. Over there. Ooh. Long reach. Now I'm going to use this and do some folding and get everything ready. You go over there too with those other pockets. Alright, so I like the red one because I can really see the red one quite clearly, even if I can't see the numbers clearly at the top. So I'm gonna, this is the main fold, straight down there. Alright, I'm gonna fold this way. There, now we've got a little folder. So on the inside, where are you? There you are. Yeah, on the inside, we can just put this on the inside. Now I could make it into a flap, into like a book type of flap, because it does have other lines here that I could use, and just glue it on just the flap, and then it would be a book type flap. That could be fun. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah. Okay, let's see where we're going to do the flap. There. There's the line. There's the line. Am I on the same line? Oh, dear, dear. Okay, let's have a look. It's up against this. Let's do this. Bring it down to there. Okay. Now we've got that. I'm going to fold it this way. We'll fold it both ways, but we'll start with folding it this way, and then we'll fold it back to give it some exercise. Give it a little bit of exercise. Yeah, it's sort of training it. Training it, they call it, in being able to move. Okay, and then we want to take our other piece that we made for it. Now we can see, is it going to, yeah. Now this part's going to be glued down, so it doesn't matter, see, so that it's a little bit big, and that's okay. I can use scissors and cut that off. Now, if I'm smart, turn the straight side here, because this one seems to have a little bit of a wow in it. So I turn the straight side there, and then I can just glue this onto there, and then put this into the book. And it'll be quite nice, I think. We can even put a pocket on it, because this one's only got a symbol for one pocket. There are two pockets that can go here. But we could put one on this side and it would look nice. Okay, so let's do that. Find my glue. Yes, I turned the bottle this way last night. I'm sorry, turned the bottle this way to let it drain back into the bottle so it wasn't oozing everywhere. And it finally did that, which is a good thing. Just get the glue off of there. There's glue, of course, in the little cap, and I've tried to pick out as much as I could, but it didn't want to pick out too easily. Okay, I don't want to get glue on my folding board. And I've done everything I want to do with folding, so I am going to lay that down for a sec. I'm going to put this in here and set my folding board. I can't remember what it's called. I really can't. It's like, what do they normally call that? No. And we'll take these two pieces, and I'm going to glue on this one. Now I can't get the glue down. Oh, there it is. Yeah. This glue works really, really good. I really quite like it. But you have to, you have to. I mean, the thing is we live such an odd life, and it's really quite difficult to just do things normal, because there is no normalcy to our life. So, and there'll be some people will be saying, "Oh, it's a good life. It's like, it's whatever." We just happen to have to live it. So, straight side. This is the straight side here, and it's going to go here. And this doesn't really have an up or a down. I mean, if you looked at it real close, I guess you could figure out there might be one, but I'm not worried about it. There. No. Do what I told you. Don't decide to do things on your own. You don't know what you're doing. There and there. Now, all I want to do is I want to make sure it's on the line, but not over the line. Yeah, there. Okay. Good. Glue. I did have my little, I don't know where I poked it. I found one of my scrapers and I was going to use it today, but oh well. Such is life. There. I had my my inks. I would just ink the edge, but I don't. Now I'm going to just get my scissors rather than trying to use the thing, because if I use the, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, not quite, eh? Sorry. I'm sorry. I keep having to look up at the camera and see if you can actually see what I'm doing. I noticed yesterday when I rewatched the video that there were points when I was pulled right close to myself. We can only move the camera so close to me, like so far over, because of where we have to put it and brace it, and so it doesn't fall over on us. There, look at that. Okay, so then this would go on the inside. It's going to go here on the inside and just be a flop. Now I could do it there, but what that's going to do is make the rest of the fold, this fold, bulky, and we don't have to. We've got lots of space over here. This is bigger than the page. Like the back is bigger than this, wider. So we've got lots of space here to put this. So we're going to do that. Come here, Miss Tacky. We'll do that. We'll put some glue. I don't know what the weather's like in your area today, but it is raining like crazy. It started last night, pouring rain. Fortunately, Gary heard the rain because I had my window, my bedroom window on my side of the thing. I had it wide open, and he had to shut his window, shut my window. My slippers got dripped in on because the rain was coming in against the curtain, and it's like a roller blind. They're a specialized roller blind for motorhomes, but it was coming in on the roller blind and dripping onto my slipper. So they are a little soggy today, and they probably, oh yeah, don't do that. No. Just get back there where you were. It will probably take a couple of days of sunshine for them to actually dry out. Oh, dear me. Oh, now everything's going wrong. Okay. Oh, for crying out loud. Sorry, but this is annoying me. Now, there, sit, stay. Now what I don't want it to do glue itself back here. So I'm just making sure there's no glue there. There's not. Thank goodness. Alright, we'll set that one aside for a minute. I want to look at this. This goes on the front. See, we can, well, set it aside. We'll turn it over. So this is going to go on the front like this. And we're just going to do it like a pocket. So you do glue on the back side here, here, and here, right? And then you've got the opening. You want to do your little lines. You want to do your glue as thin as you can. Now, these aren't not as skinny as some of them are. They're not bad. These alien bottles, they're not bad. I mean, they do a reasonable job of a thin line. You just have to kind of move them, so you will, and squeeze a little bit of glue and kind of drag it along, and squeeze a little more and drag it along. And as long as you don't squeeze too much, it'll drag along a fairly thin line. And that's what you're looking for, because you want as much pocket as you can get, you know, when you're doing these kind of things. Now, I don't have a bunch of ephemera or anything with this to put into it, so I'm not going to. I'm showing you how, you know, to make a folio, put it together. This is very simple. You can see it's just a rectangle. Now, I mean, you don't need these white spots. Do a rectangle, you know, score it down the middle, put some pattern paper, like print patterned paper, and you could even use like journal page, a double journal page to make a folio like this. Just a normal size journal page. If you wanted to, you know, if you're printing it, you could print it at say 85% or 75% on your printer, and it would become this small. And then, you know, cut your pockets and what have you. Okay, you're becoming a pain. All right, and there, and we want to show the dark line because we know that is where the fold is. You know, it's in that dark area. So we want to do that. Push, and push the glue out. Push it more. But push it without pushing the paper, because it will push. And then I like to do this and then line it up on the edge so that I know that it's on the edge. So when you fold it in, or when you fold it out like it's supposed to be, it looks nice and neat. So that's what I do. And then I'm going to fold it back out again. This guy goes here. So let's do him the same way on 3 sides, you know. You can decorate these things any way you want to. Like, this is, like I say, this would be a beginning for me. It wouldn't be the end. You know, you kind of put it together, and then you grab. If I had a craft room, I'd probably go and get some ribbon or some bows or some buttons or, you know, shiny things of some sort, maybe even some paint, and I'd be decorating this, you know. But, you know, I'm doing what I can to keep doing something on the channel that's crafty. I do want to get back to doing the, you know, that dragon set, but for now, this is what we're doing. There's that. Oh, yeah, my eyes are great. And it's nice they put the white spot here because I can sort of see where it belongs. There we go. There. That looks nice. And then on the inside, where we've got our flippy thing, we have a couple of pockets. Now this one is very similar to that. It would just melt into that. So if you wanted to do a more of a sort of a hidden type pocket, that would be the one to use. I like this. I like it different, standing out. And then the other one will go on the other side. I was looking here. No, that's just white on the paper. It's just white on the paper, so it's fine. Yeah, this one here. I hope you can see everything I'm doing. And I apologize if you can't. If I move so that it's closer to me, it's just so I can see it a little bit better. Um, I've got the lights in the above the thing. We don't have a ring light, by the way. So if the videos are a little dark, we don't have a ring light. We can't put it up in here. There's just no room to put up the ring light and this. We are still in a. We cannot open our slide because our generator isn't powerful enough for us to be able to do that. So we can't open the slide. So we're doing what we can. There is that. I'm hoping it's straight. It looks kind of more or less straight to me. It's crooked. Well, it looks more or less straight to me. And then let's see if we can fold this without wrecking it. There. We can. There. Now, do we put the pocket? Oh, this one moved itself over. That was very nice. Very nice of it. Deciding to slide. Just, I'm afraid now this pocket's going to close. It's going to be shut. I'm only going to glue and do this. I'm going to take my scissors. Not cutting, just sliding in there. And yeah, I'll have to do this when it dries, when the thing actually dries. But I've just sort of moved it open a little bit, so hopefully it won't glue itself closed. Normally I would let these things dry in between. It's a video. You want to, if you want to work with it. Now, do I want to put one of these on? I don't know. I could. I don't know if I do. No. I don't think I do. I'm not really sure. I think they were just put in there to store them for the noise somewhere. Alright, so we've got this pocket. Can we do it? Oh, this one, I see what's happening. It's nudged itself over the fold, kind of. Sort of, kind of. And it is it's having a bit of a problem because this is folding. I see. This is folding and this is too wide. So, well, okay, let's try and correct that. Take this off. Come on. I know it's ripped a little bit, but it won't show after a while. So how much do we actually need to take off? Because we need to take something off. Okay. See, what I'm thinking is we take a little tiny bit off for each side. We don't need much. We don't even need like a 1/4 inch. Maybe an 1/8. Well, that's kind of crooked, but did something. Let's go on this side. Do this. Am I showing you? Sorry. Sorry if I'm not. I'm just taking a tiny bit. You can see how tiny that is off of each side. And then I'm going to measure it and make sure that this time it actually fits on the page. So that's what it was doing. It was pushing itself off the page because it had nowhere to go when I opened this. It still wants to move over. Okay. I'm going to cut a little bit more off this edge. I don't want to lose the W, this W, because I think that is really nice. But we got a little bit of shadow here we can take. Now, like I said before, if I had my inks, I could ink on the edges and it would look fairly much the same. So I took a bit off of each side. That over there. And now let's see. I think that'll work now. Yeah, That's working now. All right, glue again. This is how you fix stuff. Because this, I think this was meant to go on a bigger page like this. We'll do that with this. We'll put it on the back side instead of on this page. Anyway, yeah. So we'll glue again. Yeah, when it started to really pour rain, there was some other trailers, and I think there was a trailer and a van, like a smaller motorhome type van, and somebody else in here, and they all left. We're the only ones sitting here, but we're on a hill, so although the parking lot is getting water on the various areas, we're not really flooded. We're on the hill. There we are. Now let's make sure this will work. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. It's not pushing itself away and fighting itself. There we go. There. So that's that one. Just push it down a little bit. Make sure it stays. All right. Now this one we'll put here. Because if we put it here, we're going to run into the same problem. Where if we put it here, it's even going to have a little bit of a border on, it's going to have room to breathe. Alright, so we'll put this one here, and I think that'll be it for this little project. As I said, I don't have access to a lot of my things because they're underneath, and there's no way Gary's going outside today and looking for things like ribbon or anything like that. So no, we are not asking Gary to do anything like that. Yesterday was a nice day. Today, not so much. Even the dog doesn't want to go out. She has a raincoat and everything. Well, she's got a winter coat and a raincoat. And then she's got her other vest. So, yeah. There. Alright, so let's put this. I want to leave these 3 flowers, I think, down below. I'll put this kind of like that. There. That kind of makes sense. There we go. There. Now this kind of thing, this kind of folio, I mean, you could use this folio as a card if you wanted to. It's got some little areas that you could tuck, like you could very easily in any one of these pockets stick a card, like a gift card, if you wanted. You could also stick a little note inside, like hide a little note inside, so it's a little surprise. Little things like that. You can write on this. I mean, you could even put a piece of paper on there. Write a letter. Make an envelope that fits it. They're not that difficult. And you'd have yourself a nice little card to send in the mail to somebody if you want, or give to somebody as a gift. Thank you gifts, those kinds of things. These kinds of little projects are kind of nice to have around too, rather than just cards and stuff. But yeah, so you got a little pocket there, and you got a little pocket there, a little pocket there, and a big pocket on there. And that's it. That's it. Oh, I didn't show you that very good. Oh, let's try that again, shall we? So there's a pocket on the front. Let me take one of these things and just, so you can see there's a pocket on the front. Okay, and there's a pocket on the inside. And, it's not all glued together, which is good. You can actually put stuff in it. There's another pocket here, and there's the big pocket on the back, which you can tuck things into. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's, like I say, a very simple project. I've got another couple of them that I can do if it comes to it. If we can get the printer ahead, it'll make life a little easier for us, or for me. But in the meantime, we do what we need to do, and hopefully you enjoyed that. So you take care of yourselves. If you liked what you saw, please leave me a like. And if you wanted to say hello and talk about the weather in your area, Let me know if you like what you saw. Like, if you've got an idea, what would you use this for? So you take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.